What motive do these creatures have to attack this facility?
These are mere drones.
Then what guides them?
A worthy adversary.
This game, this brutal, bloody, messy and insane looking action-adventure game right here, called Warhammer Space Marines 2, might be one of my most anticipated game of the year. There seems to be so much to it, so many massive battles, so many actual good fun, obliterating the Tyranid onslaught. It's quite sad that it is still going under the radar for a lot of people, because the absolute ton of new details and gameplay that we've received today is making me hyped to the bones. It's rare that we can be hyped for a game in today's gaming industry, because when those game releases, they usually turn out to be a buggy mess or simply not the fun that we grew to expect from their gameplay trailers, for example. But with this game, with these developers, I can actually trust it to be something very special, without any woke agenda, and those new details just gets me even more excited. So let's get right into it, and make sure you like the video right now to break the YouTube algorithm, so people know about this upcoming project. Now, first of all, Space Marines 2 is the sequel to the much-loved original brutal action game, which, by the way, you don't need to have completed the first one to get into the second game, because even though Titus, the main character, is returning, it features a brand new story. Not only that, Saber Interactive are the devs working on it, and these developers are the creators of World War Z, a post-apocalyptic zombie game renowned for its hundreds of zombies coming at you on your screen. Thanks to the details that we've received, they intend to bring massive battles to the absolute next level with Space Marines 2, it is said. What's most important about this universe is that it's epic, the developers said. Wars don't take place in cities or countries anymore. They take place on planets, solar systems, and even local groups of stars. So what we want is for the player to feel embedded in one of those great Warhammer 40k wars, where epic wars happen around the world and you're not even there to fight it, but you can actually see them from afar, for example. It's that feeling of being in a giant, colossal intergalactic war. The devs have their own proprietary engine at Saber, which allows them to do things that you cannot get from any other engine, it is said. Things like 500 enemies on screen at the same time, and sometimes thousands of enemies in Space Marines 2. Literal alien armies coming at you from all angles, without compromising the graphics at all. Man, this is already sounding very promising. They want everything to feel like a war from Lord of the Rings, for example, where everything feels extremely huge. This war isn't just taking place in front of you, but all the way up to the horizon. The first game was very popular because of its avoidance of using things like cover systems, and in fact the player was incentivized to always be attacking. The developers have definitely remained true to those popular mechanics in this second game, and they've also tried to, where possible, add additional incentives, like players can look forward to wielding a more diverse arsenal of iconic weaponry, from brutal chainswords and thunder hammers to devastating bolt guns and plasma rifles, and they're inspired by Gears of War for certain things, which by the gameplay that we're seeing, it just looks absolutely brutal, and I love it. Several decades have passed between the first and the second game. Titus, the main character, will also have to contend with young blood as he is slowly becoming a relic of the past. His ranks have been superseded by the Primaris Marines, which are young blood, bigger and more powerful upgrades. Titus is not one of them, and so he's been converted to a Primaris. He's had to go through a garnishing surgery to do so, and so for the devs, the story is about how does Titus deal with his past. How has his journey affected him? How is he going to reintegrate into a very different Imperium? And how is this veteran Space Marine going to fight alongside much younger Primaris Marines? So it's about a hero who has returned home to find his home has changed quite dramatically. The universe itself of Warhammer and Space Marine is extremely vast, and so the potential for storytelling in this game is almost unlimited, they said. You can choose all of these different factions, you can tell a story at all these various points in the various parts of the planets in this vast history. For these devs, the setting is an open playing field for them, where their stories have no limits, yet there is also a personal draw to this world. The story to this game will be a linear one, like the classics, yet it will feature a ton of secrets and missions to do, where you get to know a bit more of what's going on in this war-torn world and what Titus has been up to in different locations. Of course, you'll also get your opportunity to slash through massive hordes of monsters from time to time, and we may even get to fight bigger foes than normal. For now, this hasn't been confirmed, but the game might include co-op as well, but it hasn't been confirmed yet, so we're not gonna talk about that. For more gameplay on this game, like the video right now, and of course subscribe to stay tuned.